The pale glow of the confessional room lights flickered as Robyn Brown sat tightly in her chair, her fingers twisted in her lap. A camera's red recording light flickered persistently in front of her, waiting, demanding a reaction. The air felt heavy, as if the walls themselves were pressing in, waiting for the weight of her words. She swallowed heavily. I don't know how this got out, she finally said, her voice quivering. But yes, something happened that night. Her mind recoiled from the memory, but it played nonetheless, vivid and inescapable. It had been late, too late for another dispute. The home was supposed to be asleep, but the walls were thin, and fury had a way of seeping through every crevice. Cody's voice had been sharp, tinged with frustration. The tension, the cameras, the murmurs from the other wives. It was all piling up, and tonight, something inside him had broken. The child had said something. Something tiny. Something trivial. But Cody's tolerance had been worn thin by years of damaged relationships, by the mounting animosity of his once unified family. Then, it had been a harsh sound. There was a gasp, a crack, and then a startled hush. The youngster had staggered backward, eyes wide with surprise and tiny hands groping for balance. Before she could think, Robyn had moved, her voice piercing the dense tension. "Hey, Cody. Stop." He was frozen. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into the latest drama. For a moment only. Just long enough for her to catch a glimpse of something flickering on his face. Regret? Fear? Or simply the knowledge that, in front of the one person who would never let this go, he had lost control? That night, she had gently escorted the youngster away while using soft hands and quiet words to calm him, but the harm had already been done. Not simply the skin was bruised. They remained in the air, in the way she could hardly look at Cody without remembering, in the way the house felt heavier the next morning. It was all becoming clear now. Robyn was sitting with a manila folder in her hand, the edges wrinkled from the strain of her grip, in a parked car on the outskirts of town. Across from her, a lawyer straightened his tie, his visage unreadable beneath the soft glow of the dashboard light. "If this gets out, you could lose everything," he stated in a composed yet straightforward tone. "Are you saying you're willing to take the fall?" Robyn's chest shook with breath. She was aware of her obligations. She whispered, "I have no choice," as she gazed down at the folder. "Everyone in the family suffers if Cody fails. This will be used against us by the other women." The attorney rubbed his temples and moaned. "And granting your ex-husband custody of the children? Are you certain of that?" Robyn paused. It was a desperate idea, a last-ditch effort to protect the children without destroying everything in the public eye. Was she prepared for that, though? "It's the only way," she muttered. Across town, Janelle Brown paced her living room, phone clutched to her ear. Her movements were rapid, frenetic, her free hand grabbing the side of the couch as if steadying herself against the weight of what she was hearing. "You're telling me Robyn gave custody of her kids to her ex to keep them away from Cody?" she shouted, her voice rising. "That man hasn't been around for years." Christine's anxious, low voice crackled across the speaker. "Janelle, this is now more than just us. What's going on inside the house needs to be known to the entire world." Janelle's eyes strayed to the laptop that was open on the table. A news article flashed in bold, black letters on the screen. "Sister Wives Shocker. Custody Scandal and Allegations." She took a deep breath. The facts were out. Furthermore, there was no going back. The sister wives' curse and possession, it had always felt weird in the house. Even prior to the rumors, the charges, and the stress that had afflicted the family like a disease. It was something in the air, in the way shadows pooled in corners, in the way doors seemed to close just a little too slowly, as if unseen hands lingered on the edges. That night, Robyn's youngest kid woke up crying. Robyn jumped upright, heart racing, and rushed into the child's room. Inside, the air was heavy and oppressive. Unsettling shapes were projected onto the walls by the flickering lamp next to the bed. The young girl cried, "Mom," and gestured to the other side of the room. "That's him. He is present in the room." Robyn gasped in surprise. She spun around abruptly, looking around the room, but nothing was there. Just the empty, bottomless darkness. Still, the air seemed strange. Whispering comforting words as the sensation tore at her, she drew the kid into her arms. A presence. A burden pressing against the boundaries of her consciousness. Cody slammed the door behind him as he ran into the house the following day. His countenance was twisted with frustration, and his face was hot. He snapped, "You told them I hit someone?" and took a step closer. "Robyn, you're going crazy. Ghosts at first, and now this." Robyn took an instinctive step back. Then a flicker of movement. The shadows in the hallway stretched unnaturally. The air seemed to thicken, the temperature lowering just slightly. The child gasped, grasping Robyn's sleeve. Robyn shifted her head toward the antique mirror hanging on the wall. Her breath caught. A man appeared in the reflection, directly behind Cody. Tall, dark, twisted. Its form was slightly warped, as though reality itself was struggling to contain it, and its presence was wrong in a way she couldn't explain. Unaware, Cody was still shouting. However, Robyn saw. The empty face of the apparition almost touched Cody's shoulder as it crept closer. Then, as abruptly as it had appeared, it had vanished. A few days later, Robyn sat with her hands clenched around her coffee cup in a dimly lit diner. Her ex-husband, on the other side of her, looked at her with intense worry. His voice was hardly audible above a whisper as he whispered, "You should have listened to me. That house is cursed. And now it's coming for the kids." Robyn's breath shook. Her fingers slowly raised to the pendant around her neck, a tiny battered emblem she had all but forgotten. But now she recalled. She had dreamed about it. In the weird, deformed shapes that lurked on the periphery of her vision. In the darkness that held her family like a disease. Outside, the wind howled through the vacant streets. And for a moment, in the diner window's reflection, watching, the figure stood, and there's more. Cody Brown, star of Sister Wives, has been acting more sympathetic lately, and occasionally he seems to feel sorry for himself. However, when he plays the victim, I frequently feel both sympathy and disgust. His ex-wives left him because of his choices, and Cody has spoken poorly of them ever since they left. Therefore, I find it unsettling that he refuses to accept responsibility. His victim play doesn't seem reasonable or convincing to me. Cody is not a celestial being. Even though Cody has Robyn Brown, I frequently get the impression that he is lost or lonely. My empathy is triggered by that. Those ladies have every right to be happy and successful, but it seems to me that Cody is angry at them for it. Even though Meri and Janelle want Cody to list Coyote Pass, I hope he isn't purposely impeding their efforts when he delays. Considering how drastically everything has changed, I hope he isn't attempting to act like the patriarch. Although there are countless opportunities in the present and a bright future ahead, it seems to me that Cody lives in the past. Perhaps Cody loses sight of life's beauty too readily. He currently has 17 children, a wife who adores him, and a lavish home worth $2.1 million. Although he is their father, his relationships with some of those children aren't the best. There is a great deal of opportunity for genuinely satisfying relationships in this large family, but he concentrates on the bad. During a Sister Wives program in January 2025, Cody stated on screen, despite his conflicts with Paydon Brown, Gabriel Brown, and other adult children, there is always hope. It's about being more understanding and repentant. It's about making kids feel valued and spending time with them. It's about loving consistently, day in and day out. Being kind can do wonders. There's a Johnny Cash song that comes to mind when I think about my own child. Walk the line. I tread the line and try my best to show him how much I care since he is mine. I shall never cross the line. I think that song is about the love of a parent, even though it's a love song. My son brings out the best in me and keeps me on the straight and narrow. Additionally, Cody is able to act appropriately, going above and beyond for the grown children who have occasionally questioned him. Putting good credit following poor, he can demonstrate his abilities. After that, things might improve. Cody can make those relationships shine by actively interacting with his kids. You can start afresh and give it more effort. Conversely, Cody lost a son, a sorrow so immense that I am at a loss for words. The loss of Garrison Brown has caused me to cry as a mother. It's a horrible event, and I felt sorry for the whole Brown family, particularly Janelle, the mother of Cody and Garrison. Something so valuable shouldn't have to be lost. So it makes logical that I have conflicting feelings about Cody. He has been lost and loved. He is both up and down. He can be the antagonist at times, as seen in the video above, when Gwendolyn Brown accused him of excessive spending. But he has also endured hardships and persevered through a loss so severe that it will take a lifetime, if it ever heals, to move on. Cody occasionally enrages me and crushes my heart. I'm attempting to convey that, like all of us, he is a human. Instead of fighting with ex-partners who no longer trust him, Cody should concentrate on what brings him joy. He must figure out how to live a genuinely tranquil existence. Everybody has their own ways. I enjoy meditation, and I find that music is a powerful healer. I enjoy giggling. Since his ex-partners are gone and most likely won't return, I believe Cody needs to laugh more. Janelle doesn't feel the karmic connection that Cody claims to have with her. Instead, she is considering becoming a lawyer. He needs to forgive them and himself instead of being argumentative. He once accused Christine of parental alienation, or complimenting Robyn for saving him from betraying Janelle over Coyote Pass. Yes, that actually did happen. No one found the plural marriage simple. The Browns couldn't make polygamy work, but other families can. Cody must give up. He has a limited amount of time on Earth, and his thoughts will greatly influence his emotions. He will be on the correct path if he makes an effort to find the beauty in his ex-partners and the children he is at odds with. His son's death was devastating. Therefore, he could require some time apart from everyone. I hope Cody is looking after himself. Although Cody isn't always evil and Sister Wives viewers frequently disparage the man who fell in love with Robyn, it's possible that he was unable to stop himself. Even if he should be grateful for what he has and accept responsibility for some things, he is not always to blame for the rain that has poured in his life. Despite reports that her relationship with Janelle Brown is strained, Sister Wives star Christine Brown recently ventured outside of her comfort zone after taking a nice vacation from Utah. Christine has been candid about the fact that she is happier than ever after spending much of Sister Wives season 19, exposing her husband David Woolley to the public. Although the show is a little out of date, Christine and David have been living in Utah for a while, and in recent months, their life together have taken up most of Christine's content, pushing others to the side. Christine has been more forthcoming about her marriage than ever before, but she has also been more forthcoming about her general life status. And her most recent update demonstrates that she has been pushing herself beyond her comfort zone. Christine posted a montage of pictures from her trip with the caption, "Just got back from the most incredible cruise. Everything has changed since I chose joy, stepped outside of my comfort zone, and embraced new adventures." For the past few years, Christine has been accepting life's inevitable discomforts, but it's obvious that each time she does so, it's a significant step toward her own development. Although Christine has been making a concerted effort to distance herself from her 30-year marriage to Cody Brown in order to get fresh insight, she doesn't seem confused or overwhelmed by negativity. Despite having a challenging first marriage, it's evident that Christine carried a lot of baggage from her previous poly marriage, which was eased by her compassionate, understanding relationship with David. Now that she feels more confident in herself and that her loving spouse understands her, Christine can try new things and make mistakes without fear. Although the marriage of Christine and David, which was discussed in a two-part wedding special that aired in early 2024 on Sister Wives, has drawn criticism from the show's viewers, it has also changed the couple's lives. Christine, who is clearly happier and more self-assured than ever, has been honest about how her happiness enables her to take chances and discover more about herself. Christine has been able to determine what she needs, what she wants, and how to proceed by comprehending her own sense of fearlessness. Although it wasn't the only thing that contributed to Christine's newfound happiness, her relationship with David was undoubtedly one of the most significant changes in her life in recent years. Christine completely changed the course of events by strengthening her bonds with her family, improving herself, and becoming a better version of herself. The Sister Wives star is making every effort to improve her life, and seeing Christine confidently venture outside of her comfort zone is an encouragement to those in her life, such as Janelle, as well as those outside of her immediate social circle. In a customized video for a fan, Sister Wives star Cody Brown has made some contentious recommendations. Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn Brown were his 4 wives when he made his first appearance on the show. Cody was initially regarded as a devoted husband and father, but as his love for Robyn, his youngest wife, grew, his actions altered. He neglected his first 3 spouses and the 12 children he had with them as a result. In comparison to his elder children with Janelle, Meri, and Christine, Cody started spending more time with Robyn and gave them better treatment. Recently, a video of Cody sharing his parenting tips was uploaded by 90 Sipsofriolidia. According to Cody, infants are usually easy to love since they are sweet and vulnerable. Additionally, he stressed the value of loving kids as they become older, saying, "Love your children when they get older, when they get mouthy." Cody emphasized the need of boundaries and upholding respect and cautioned against letting kids treat you disrespectfully in a way that would lead to animosity. Cody loved each of his several children equally and seemed to really enjoy being a father when he initially debuted on the show. But he started putting his relationship with Robyn's kids ahead of his own once he fell madly in love with her. He would rather take Robyn's kids to school than his own kids from previous marriages. Additionally, when Christine begged Cody to assist her with putting their kids to bed, he refused. His ties with his adult children deteriorated over time. Even a physical altercation between Cody and his son, Paydon Brown, was alleged. Cody may have some regrets about the way he raised his kids, as evidenced by the numerous tips he made to new parents. His connections with Paydon, Gabe, Gwendolyn Brown, and others have deteriorated during the last 3 years, and he seems to be disturbed about it. The gloomy tone of Cody's counsel suggests that he wishes he could go back in time to strengthen his relationships with his kids. Cody may be resentful of them for not keeping in touch with him and his favorite wife, Robyn, but it appears that he has moved past his attempts to make amends. Cody's parenting advice isn't really credible given how unfairly he treats his older children. He is alleged to have neglected his kids so much that they have lost communication. He appears to lack many of the traits of a great father, even though he has 18 children. But there's no doubting that some parents could find his suggestions useful. Youngsters require parental affection just as much as they require discipline. The Sister Wives cast member may harbor animosity toward his elder children, but let's hope they can all work out their differences. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.